This one right here is dedicated to one of my dedicated subscribers. Young lady. I think she's up in Pennsylvania. Goes by MacArthur. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce the other JY. JYANI or something like that. But anyway, she know who she are. Let's talk about VIP in the club, VIP in the church, VIP in the club, VIP in the church. Oh yes, VIP at the concerts, even the quartet concerts, VIP. I understand the worldly gospel artist concerts, quartet. What I love, VIP. Very important people. But I know when they go to concerts, it's all about selling tickets, trying to maximize, But church, VIP sections, these for the mega churches people, large churches. They have a lot of celebrities, or a lot of well-established people, millionaires, billionaires, such as that. They have special sections for them. You ain't gonna find it too much in the hood. Well, some traditional churches, they have what they call motherboard. Some benches in the churches, front rows are dedicated to certain families or something like that. But when it comes to the church, when it comes to going to the house of the Lord and serve God, is anybody more important than the other? That's a question. Is anybody more important than others when it comes to going to church and serving the Lord? Say you want to go to heaven, and we supposed to be together in heaven. We gonna be together in heaven. No separation, no segregation, none whatsoever. None whatsoever. But churches have VIP sections. I think West Angeles out there in LA has the largest celebrity role in their church. They have special sessions for them actors, art, singers and stuff like that. Is the church the place for VIP sections? Should that be? Can you find that in the Bible? I understand we live in a day and time. We living in, but come on, you go to church. You're amongst members. Why would you want to be segregated? Only the rich people sit over here. They segregating people according to their income status. In the church now. In the church that's supposed to be the house of the Lord. I already said a long time ago that celebrities, even the ones who call themselves Christians, they don't really view Christianity, for lack of word, in the same way as everyday people. They kind of view Christianity as a casual thing to them. They just go to church to hear inspirational word. They go on about their way. They don't do a lot of shout. You know, celebrities, they don't do a lot of shouting and a lot of stuff. And like you see common people do. They don't really go to church to get their praise on, get caught up in the Holy Spirit like they say. You don't see that. A lot of celebrities attend churches now. But you don't find that amongst them. You find only that in the lower income bracket churches, white and black. Like I say, they look at it as a casual thing. They support good now. They support they church. Far as I know, they good. You know, they support financially. But they really don't view God and depend on God as much as everyday Christians, everyday church goers. You know what I'm saying? Every Sunday church. They feel like they rich. They done made it. You know, they not going to church seeking God for anything. In a way, that's good. But in a way too, they don't really take God to heart. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, it's just a casual thing to them. Because many of them, they financial statements give them a false sense of security. They feel like it don't matter what issues come in life, whether it be health, you know, dealing with houses and cars, they feel like they have enough money to make the problem go away. You know what I'm saying? They not really prone to getting down on their knees and praying and going to church and praying and meditating on God to make an issue pass, to see them through an issue. You know what I'm saying? They just go, whatever situation is, whether medical is, here you go. Legal issues, here you go. You know, they feel like they can just cut a check and make all their problems go away. That's the way they view stuff. VIP in the club, VIP in the church. Everything the world does, the church adopted it. You see this stuff. Especially when the 2000s came in, you started really seeing this stuff in the 1990s, late 1990s, when the 2000s came in, about the last part of the 1990s, early part of the 2000s. you really started seeing a push towards the world view. You know what I'm saying? A push toward the world with the church. See what I'm saying? A lot of heavy Christian values that have been passed down through generation to generation. You start to see people move away from that. Starting pretty much with the dressing. You know, when they started laxing on the dressing and they saw the results of bringing more people starting to come to church, they started relaxing on everything. All the heavy values of being a Christian were laxed. Churches quit enforcing all the values of a hardcore Christian. Well, we can relax on the dress code. Well, we can relax on a lot of stuff. Even the preaching. Even when it comes to singing in the choir and stuff like that. It used to be a time where churches wouldn't allow lesbians engaged to do anything other than singing. Other than coming to church and listening. Sitting down and listening. Because truth be told, that was defiling God. If they did anything, singing in the choir, praying, anything, that was defiling God. Right before God's very eyes in the church. Now, have at it. Have at it. You go to church now, the choir is full of LBGQT. And the ones sitting in the pulpit, they suspect. It is what it is. The world creeped into the church in the early 2000s, and this is where it have to come to. You got to be almost a millionaire now to attend church. If you don't, you consider a nobody. When I put out the video talking about the Claw Sister just yesterday or whatever, that lady, my strong supporter, she made a comment, she said, you go to church now, you got to have a lot of money. If you don't, you made to feel like they make you feel like you'll know better. That's all the churches seem to be focused on. Money and popularity. You got to have money to attend a church. In most cases. Unless you go to a church in the hood. Unless you go to a church in the woods. In the backwoods. Hoods and backwoods churches are pretty much the same. Everyday people. Some kind of below average people. But those are the kind of churches that I really enjoy going to. When you want to hear a word, you got to be, you really have to be prayerful. Nowadays, when you go up in anybody's church, any church you go to now, you really got to be prayerful. These churches nowadays, all of them, on every level, it's a whole bunch of mess going on. One church, you ain't important. You got to have a whole lot of money and all this stuff. And they, Lower churches, hood churches, and back, they got their problems too. People got issues. Can't hardly make it. They in the church, at church, always seeking for help. You know, yeah, a lot of church people do over lean on God too much as a financial support system. But the church is supposed to be side up on it. But God don't expect for everybody to be poor. See what I'm saying? It's supposed to be just a small number of people that's poor in the church. You always gonna have this small percentage. But some Christians, some people are taught to lean heavily on God for everything. Even when you make your own mistakes and put ourselves in them own positions, whatever it may be. Some are taught to just lean on God to bail us out. And then where it's almost become like a welfare system in the church with a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? And that have been passed down. Church service is good on Sundays. Preach the Bible. That's why church members should spend a lot of more time at churches and studying and learning about a lot of other stuff. I'm not really big on saving, because the Bible tells us not to store up treasures on here because life is on but our people should have been learned a long time ago more on budgeting, putting some aside. We live check to check. Some of them living below check, and that's what they go to church for, to pray and beg and ask God all the time. Because they don't know how to budget, don't know how to save. So a lot of them don't want to go to work. It's bad in the country churches, in the low. It's just like a welfare system when it comes to going to church. They never come up. Some families, some members in church generation, they ain't never come up. They been in the same financial position for generations. But they go to church and want to live on God. You're supposed to want to get better. Get better. But nowadays, you have to be a celebrity. You got to have thousands of dollars. You definitely got to have $1,000 to attend coaching. Every time you turn around, they got something going on. But we got a district conference. They got about 3 different conferences, right? They got a district and they have a national conference. Convocation conference. I think they have 2 convocation and conference and conference. Different districts and different areas. Then they have something a little lower on top of every church. Each individual churches having their services. Like Porter. Brandon B. Porter is one of Kojic pastors in my city. He had like 2 or 3 churches. He got 2 in Memphis. And he got 1 in Jackson. If he still got the 1 in Jackson. Now he got 3 churches under him. Then they have the district. So the members that go to church, they got them churches. Then they have district conferences and stuff like that. Then they have, you see how much stuff they got going on all the time? All the time they got something going on. You got to have a lot of money. Even they have VIP sections. You know, you go to them conferences and stuff, they have VIP. You got to have a lot of money. And you tie yourself to them church organizations, they demand you keep up with whatever they doing. If you can't go, they still want that money. You belong to them culture churches, any organized church, Baptist, Kojic, all of them is organized. They want that money. We know people directly that was member of Kojic. They demand a lot of money. You try to get out or you can't show up, they ain't giving you nothing back. It's tough. You just done lost that money. Churches put a whole lot of demands on saints that God didn't do. And they think this stuff is holy. They think it's right. It's just a con game. It's just a con game. All of them. Every time you turn around, they got something going on. And you best believe it's some money involved. They ain't giving y'all nothing. You dedicating your life to serving a church. Not just going to church on Sunday, not just going to Bible class, but every time they got something, we got a convocation going on. We got to go. When they come to town, when they come to Memphis, they start off Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, they have a whole lot of stuff going on. All them people preaching and scared. You know they getting paid. Ain't that much preaching in the world. Ain't that much churching in the world. Because when they get done with their convocation and during the convocation or whatever, they still sending the leaders. They still sending they still bed hopping at the hotels. They still going to the casinos. Them preachers still loaning and borrowing money, which is against the scriptures. But they holding y'all as hostages. You better pay. You better do this. You better give us this money. We got to keep up. They demand their financial support. All the while they scheming. Y'all done heard all the stuff coming out about Kojic. All the money. When you're dealing with anything that's involving a bunch of money, religion, women and men, you can best believe it's a whole bunch of sinning going on behind the scene. I don't care what it is. Especially over here in the United States, every other religion don't seem to operate like that. But we supposed to have the true religion, God. But why are we so messed up in the United States? Why is stuff so messed up? Why is we so backwards? Why are we the one that's drowning in sin and stuff? We supposed to have the true religion, the true God, but so much bull jive going on. Then I see some where Paula White have asked the people to give her they whole month income. Yeah, oh yes, she did it. I seen it. She had asked her people to give her their entire month income. What kind of stuff is that? They doing it too. They're doing it to their people. All of them are doing it. Blacks, white, all of them are doing it. They've been doing it. Robbing the people. Robbing the people in the name of the Lord. God ain't never required so much from us. Love the Lord, thy God, with all of your heart. Church doors should be open. God wants us to fellowship, but churches, preachers use that, forsake not to assemble yourself together. They use that as a fear scripture, along with paying the tithes. They use them scriptures to their advantage. But then, when it come to Hebrew, 10 and 25, forsaking not to assemble yourself together, you got enough money, and you continue to send that money to church, they don't really sweat the people about appearing in church. They don't care. I got first-hand experience of that. I got people in my family kind of well off. They live in other states. They used to continue to send their tithe money, whatever, to the church. Instead of the pastor telling them to send that money, find them a local church where they at, they're accepting that tithe money. Person don't live nowhere near the church. 8, 12, 10 hours away. See how they do? Instead of telling them to give that money to a local church, whatever they 10 up there, whatnot. Now they might have the money to do it, but when you come to about paying tithe, the preacher, it's the pastor's duty to do it right. Do everything right. First of all, stop demanding the tithe. Stop demanding so much from people, from the God's folks. Y'all want some truth? Join my channel. I'm not an online pastor. I ain't gonna get on here and play like I'm online. I'm just a messenger. I'm here to tell the truth. I'm not here to rob nobody. I got my own money. I ain't finna demand nothing from nobody. If people feel like they want to start donating, I will limit that. Don't send me no $600, $700, $800. I ain't not gonna ask you. You feel like you want to donate to help my ministry, which I'm not asking, but I guarantee you, I'm gonna tell you, don't send me no more than $20. These fools, these people don't care. They'll take all you give them and some more. They'll take your whole house note. They'll take your rent. I see them do it. These people that call themselves men and women of God, they are greedy dogs. They are greedy dogs.